ReZero Kata Hajimeru Isekai Seikatsu Season 2 is licensed and produced by Crunchyroll, Studio, White Fox, Networks, TV Tokyo, TVO, TVA, and ATX. Based on the works by Tape Nagatsuki. Please support the official release. Hello there, Jack here with more ReZero Season 2 Episode 5. I think this is because I only have the total episode count, which is 30, but I'm not sure anymore. I'm losing track of everything. 5, yes. And last time we had the most emotional packed episode since, well, episode 18 a couple episodes ago. So there's that. Yeah, it was fun. It was casually 4 minutes longer than a usual anime episode, and they still didn't show the opening. It's like, you just can't be bothered with it. This is 4 episodes in, and they've shown the opening once. And the ending once. Like, out of 8 instances in which they should have shown both of them, or like either, we got 1 each. So I love the show somehow for that. Yeah, we conquered the past, overcame it. Well, not the way Subaru did, because he's amazing and his parents are even more amazing. And yeah, the sort of haze and classroom was the goal. Going to school, making up with your parents, saying goodbye, all the kind of stuff he didn't get to do in his, I don't know, previous life. It's not like he can return, but maybe he can. We haven't ever really established that it's not possible. But it's not likely going to happen anytime soon, I suppose, so In any case, we got Ekidana. So, yeah, waiting in the classroom in a school uniform, because why not? I mean, like, you know, she's a dead person, kind of a ghost, so I guess she can't be kind of anywhere or nowhere or something like that. Normal rules do not apply. In any case, I'm really looking forward to this. I've been warned that it's gonna be something that's gonna hit hard, or I don't know why or how. Like, this show manages to hit hard in multiple ways. It can be emotional or it can be devastating, so brace yourselves, people, we're getting into this. In 3, 2, 1, go. Like a new hairpin too. I love it, he opens with that. And we've got a proper opening for once. Because, again, like, we've only ever seen it once as the ending, so we have credits scrolling all over it. I mean, there's still credits, but you know. It's structured rather differently. On that note, we still have no idea how Emilia is gonna die in this. Again, the trial so far, basically just conquering the past. I doubt that's all there is to it. And I've said it before many times, but I also doubt that our great opinion of Ekidona is gonna stay all that great for too long. We'll probably go full circle later, but we're gonna hit that low point. I also like that they always, like, at first have the fantasy language before transforming it back to kanji in Japanese. Well, it's a classroom. You drank some bodily fluids. Fair enough. Yep, all those embarrassing moments. With utmost faithfulness. Damn that undertone. The music, I mean. Sure, just get all witchy on us. I love it. That's a nice smile. I love how he continuously shuts her down like that. I love it so much. I thought that was all there was to it. You could have opened with that. You know, not necessarily the type of person. See, I love it. I love it so much. He just keeps on defying her expectations, and that's great. Yeah. The witch agreed, no less, with all her knowledge going on. Well, we'll see about that. She basically just keeps on being a bit of a creepy specter. Well, you know, she's in there too. Yeah, which makes me wonder what happened to the Roswell dude. Like, damn, that's an expression. Like, did he get rejected by the trial? Was that it? I'm not even really 100% sure right now. I think her time didn't go as well as yours did. That's new. Bit of a rare insight into Emilia. So do we take it that she didn't pass? Yeah, don't know if you want to take the chance with a witch. You're really gonna risk that? There she is, whoever you are. uh, gotta love Ram. Also, I guess that was perhaps like a sister or something along those lines. Stuck outside. Or you were stuck inside more specifically. Okay. Lolly hack! I'm just gonna stick with the name. It's stuck now. You can't shake it. So if you carry them outside, their soul will be stuck here. I mean, come on, it's not rocket science at this point. Odds are, I guess. How curious. The whole trial thing is sure rather peculiar in how it wants to work, isn't it? Probably not. It happens to the best of us. Gosh, she's adorable. Do not know how much she wants to do that, but I suppose you're kind of stuck with that, like now leaving without it. Only? Hmm. Well, yeah, you always got people like that. Like, don't ever change the status quo. Circumstantial evidence, yes. Thanks to your noble. Not this time. Fair enough. Explain to us before disaster strikes, I see. That's fair. I like the glow. I mean, I don't know. Literally anything. You called it old hack. Nope, we don't. Well, she came out herself this time, so progress? Indeed. Conveniently bypassing the fact that, Subaru already passed the first trial. I love his voice so much. Well, perhaps for the people of the sanctuary. Those are some good points that I never even thought about, to be honest. Yeah, it took him a handful of tries, though. Well, damn. Yeah, not like she knows who that is. I take the music again. Oh, he sure likes to antagonize himself. Yeah, but that doesn't sound worth it for just one village. So I feel like there's more to it. It just keeps on building. That's nice and all, but that faith was misplaced a handful of times. I mean, he did, like, try everything he could, even then. Little less useless. I always love the self-awareness. Yeah, I mean, that genre doesn't really work that well. And that's why he said partner in crime, eh? Well, I suppose he's got a point there. After the whole thing with the villagers and all that. Gentle eyes. I'm still waiting for things to go south, by the way. So far, things have been going strangely well, is what I'm saying. But we're already set up that the people of the sanctuary, might kill her. So there is that. Yeah, she can't leave, so. So you kept that the whole time? Well, back to her again. Since we already know that she's gonna play a bit of a more relevant part this time around. Well, she's not dead yet. Ain't that great? Well, he already got like a couple of witches' blessings, so. You're sure leaving Amelia all alone, though, aren't you? I mean, he did. Those are two interesting positions to take, eh? Yes, again. He sure is gonna get to carry a lot of messages this time around, eh? Well, ain't the red hue just lovely, though? And again with the credits, like just casually start rolling them in there. Like we know we're already in the outro. You know shit's gonna hit the fan. And we're just gonna be left with a cliffhanger again because that's literally every episode. There you go. Yeah, just no. Why? Why can't we have nice things? The bowels, eh? Guess who's back? It's not really a need to hide her face, though. Hi! Step forward. That's just the best title for the end of the episode, isn't it? So, you know, all the people who complained in season 1 that you just kind of like made a bunch of promises and then disappeared for the rest of the season. Eat this! Eat this, you fuckers. Why can't we have nice things? God damn it. It's great though, I love it. Gotta wonder where he respawns. Like, I doubt he will have to take the trial again. Kinda no point in that. And also, like, it again makes me wonder, like, Ikitona's position there, kind of like, how much does she know at this point? She looked into his memories, so she knows he's from, like, literally another world from the outside. He's not the first, on that regards. We already know that, there are others. But the more important factor being that, like, the whole, you know, Witch of Envy bit. Subtle. That kind of makes me wonder, does she know that he can return by death, or has that been obscured from her too? Because, like, higher witch powers or something, who knows if they can interfere, literally. And, like, if they get to speak again, like, maybe he, like, okay, actually, if he respawns in the sanctuary, like, I love how I say respawn, by the way, like it's a game. He said it took 2 days to get Garfield to agree for them to leave. So he could leave early to potentially save Frederica, Petra, and Rem. So that was the first concern I just had right now. Like, if even if he respawns, Elsa might already be there, but probably not. So there's also the question to me right now whether or not whether or not this already is the next trial. I kind of doubt it somehow, but I would love a like little twist that sort of if we overcome Elsa, then like Kitana just pops up again and you did it, yay! Like, who even says that the trials have to happen in the sanctuary? Yeah, but I mean, probably they have to because like Ekitona's kind of trapped there too. From what I understand, it's the graveyard. So probably not. But of course, like if he responds at all, that also sort of gives us back to the question of should he help Emilia, like take the trial in her stead, because of a different perspective of that she literally does not want to do this. But you know, it's again I like the interesting stances. Subaru throughout season 1 sort of has learned to not push his opinions of what is best onto Emilia. Like back when he proclaimed himself her knight and all that, and sort of busted into the whole like royal election when the candidates were all lined up. And so she didn't want him to intervene, but he intervened anyway because he thought like cannot let people insult Emilia like that. Even though she would have much rather taken the insult than the I guess like the embarrassment, so to say, as well as the fact that Subaru himself got beat up, which is also something that Emilia doesn't want. Anyway, the point I'm getting to is that he no longer, or perhaps still, but we sort of learned a lesson to not push our feelings onto others, or our judgment of what's best for them. Because sometimes what's best for them is to go through a bit of suffering in the long run, because like confronting and coming to terms with your past could be beneficial in the long run. But it's still a freaking torture to go through, obviously, for Emilia. So, sort of leaves us with two options now. Garfield's option that he should take the trial instead and spare Emilia the suffering, you know, like the noble sacrifice. Or the other side, that Emilia has to go through this on her own, both for the royal election's sake, like the trust of all the people, as well as to literally confront her past and all that. Because it kind of leaves us with the question, on one hand, it's a trial, something that you have to overcome, but on the other hand, it can be kind of therapeutic though, can't it? Can it not? Like, it was for Subaru. He even thanked Akitona at the end of it. If I were to complain about one thing, it's kind of frustrating that he keeps forgetting about her. Like, we already explained why she does that. Also, I love the fact that she casually can do that, by the way. Like, you'd think a dead person would be a bit more restricted in what they can and cannot do. But yeah. So here's the first death, the first real death. I'm not counting the suicide in episode 1, as like dramatic as it was. It's been a while since he's been killed. Like, imagine that, 5 whole episodes without getting killed by something. No high score, I think. Probably, really, yeah. And it's just, like, how far back are we going to be sad? At least 2 days. Like, if I were to guess, somehow, like, either shortly or right after coming out of the trial. And of course, there's a bit about Emilia too. First of all, being freaking kawaii waifu material. As well as, in general, the whole, like, what trauma exactly is she going through. That we are probably going to delve into sooner or later. Yeah. Plus, you know, Akitona being freaking amazing as always. I'm still waiting for this, I should say, the beat to drop on her. Because, like, so far she's been kind of ambiguous and, like, yeah, okay, there's the barrier and all that, so she's kind of a nuisance to the people, but they also like it. Some of them, at least, has a faction that likes it as it is. So she's kind of more there than a real obstacle or antagonist, for that matter. And I'm still feeling rather confident that she's eventually going to move into that territory. Like the thing where our view of her is going to change for the worse, before, like, later being shifted back for the better. That's my take on what's going to happen. But first, Elsa. So, welcome back. I'm really appreciate it. Especially, I knew she was going to be back eventually in season 1. This is not the kind of anime that does things like, especially some antagonist like Elsa that just forgets about her forever. For the rest of the season, it's fine. It happens. It's the kind of story. Like, the light novel is not concerned with how much of its plot is going to fit in the first season. It's none of its business, you know? This, on the other hand, awesome. So, yeah. Much to look forward to, but we'll have to be all for now. So, until next time, see you then. Bye.